Good morning, peeps. Who would you be if you allowed yourself to be ridiculously happy? Not just happy, but ridiculously happy. Do you ever find that sometimes you're holding yourself back from being outrageously happy because there's a part of you that's taking into account why? We're not allowed to be super happy because all our dreams aren't here. And if we're super happy now, then the universe might say, well, obviously you don't need anymore. You're so happy, you don't need anymore. So, I'm going to save the rest of this for somebody else who's not as happy as you. Now that all arose from an old state I used to be in, where I subconsciously felt that. I could feel that I was never quite as enormously happy as I could be. There was some kind of a fear in there. Now, that's not what this video is about. This video is about how much I love being ridiculously happy, how much I am ridiculously happy, how much I love the when I move into a space of I'm just so happy, I'm having such a good time, I can't possibly care about worries and fears. I'm having too much fun. So with all this snow of where I'm living right now, the inner kid has been coming out in a lot of people, and you're seeing tunnels being built and fun little alcoves and caves and just fun things, right? And when you're in the middle of that kind of play, in that kind of creativity, in that kind of enjoyment, you just don't, the worry and fear of this or that just doesn't find its way in those moments where you're just being silly and having a good time. And who would you be if you allowed yourself to go into that space without needing any kind of outside help? You don't need to be in the middle of a roller coaster, or digging out, making a fun little igloo out of all the snow around you, or sledding or skiing or whatever in the snow. What if you could just sit? You could sit around a bunch of worries and fears and just be ridiculously happy because you choose, because that feeling arises from within you. Ridiculously happy is birthed from within you. So think of a woman who is pregnant, and this is a woman who's wanted to get pregnant for the longest time. She finally is, and she's so ecstatic. And each process of her pregnancy is just a delight. And what I mean by that is, at first, there's no signs. She just has to take it on faith because the doctor said so. And then, there starts becoming a little bump. And then comes the first time she feels movement in there. And with each of these stages of pregnancy, there's just this more higher level of delight than where she was before. There was the eager anticipation, but until she felt that first kick, it wasn't, now it's real. Now it's like, oh my God. And there is this ability to go forward in time and imagine holding this baby, especially if she knows the sex. Now she can dress it this way, or talk to it that way, or give it a name. And when I say she, I'm also meaning the father too, he as well. There is this reality that they are in, this joy and this happiness that they are in, that isn't requiring actually having that thing yet in their arms. It still hasn't arrived, but there's all this preparation, there's all this anticipation, there's all this imagination going on, and there is this ridiculously level of happiness that comes from something unseen. And yes, you could say, well, there's the bump, there's the movement, there's all that going on. But even prior to all that going on, when there wasn't even any sign yet, even, she still had a flat belly and everything, there's just this ease in the ability to move into, oh, I can't wait until you're here. I can't wait until I can hold you. And, there's all of that. There's this easy joy. And you get to move into that at any time without the assistance of your imagination, without the assistance of anything else. Hold on, coffee break. So bottom line here is this. I love being happy. Oh, I love being ridiculously happy. That doesn't mean I need to be ridiculously happy 24/7. But I love being able to shift into the state of ridiculously happy without the slightest effort. Just, I am ridiculously happy, not I'm feeling ridiculously happy. I am ridiculously happy, which means I am it. I am the embodiment of ridiculously happy. When I say I am Kristen M.F. Clark, there's no, are you sure? There's none of that. And when you say I am ridiculously happy, does anything arise that says, are you sure? Prove it to me. What do you have to be happy about? See, that arises when we play with the feeling of happy. But when you move into the state of happy, that's a whole different ball game, because now you are embodying, you are putting on the clothes, the hat, the persona of ridiculously happy. Does that make sense? So what I do in the mornings when I'm not playing in snow, when I'm not doing other things, I will sit down and I will write out, I am ridiculously happy. And then I'll write out, who is ridiculously happy? Who is this state of being, this state of mind? Obviously, happy is in there, but there's so much more. And when I allow that version of me to write it out, to talk about itself, you can't help but move into the state of being ridiculously happy. So when you say, oh, I'm so angry, you get rid of the reason why. You're moving into a state of so angry, and that is a persona. You don't have to walk around in those shoes. You do not have to walk around in the persona of so scared, so worried, so afraid, so this or that. I had somebody yesterday, I've been, one of the things I've been helping people with here is I go around and I'm taking pictures of snow-covered houses for the people who can't be up here, just to give them peace of mind. And I had, there's a picture of one person's carport and it's got a lot of snow on it. And the person says, I'm so afraid. And because somebody else said, boy, that's a lot of snow on there. I sure hope it holds up. And the owner said, I'm so afraid. And in that moment, I could see her embodying the state, the actual person named So Afraid. That's your name, So Afraid. Hello, my name is So Afraid. And if somebody came up to you and said, hello, my name is so afraid, what immediately arises in your mind as to who this person is and what their personality is like and what's their life like? Whereas if somebody came up to you and said, hello, my name is ridiculously happy, now what arises in your mind as to who they are, right? So think about this. This is a whole nother level of watching what you're thinking about, watching those inner conversations. If somebody came up to you and said, hello, my name is ridiculously rich, independently wealthy. Hello, my name is independently wealthy. What immediately arises in your mind as to who they are? What is their life like? What is their house like? When you meet somebody for the very first time, you do this. You immediately give them a persona. They always say, don't judge a book by its cover, right? Well, we do. And not only do we judge a book by its cover, we create that book by its cover. And so when somebody's talking to you, the very first words out of their mouths really creates their persona in your mind. And you being the God of this reality, what do you think you do with that? So my invitation is to go as big as possible with your imagination. And let's say you have somebody in your life who is very ill, who maybe has cancer or whatever. In that moment, you are giving them the name. Hello, my name is, I have cancer. I am dying, or whatever. My suggestion is to change their name, change their I am. You don't need them to do anything. You're the operant power here. You're the creator of them and what they're going through. All right. So you get to step up and say, oh, okay. Imagine them coming up to you and saying, hello, my name is vibrantly healthy. And just imagine who that person is. Don't imagine their face or this particular person in your mind. Just imagine them walking up to you and saying, hi, I am vibrantly healthy. I am vibrantly healthy. And what arises for you with that? So when I say I am ridiculously happy, I get to, in this moment, become that being. So this takes on a whole nother level of the word state of being, doesn't it? This is fun. This opens up so many new possibilities for us, right? Oh my gosh, we get to play enormously here. And how fun is that? So what are you going to introduce yourself as? You get to sit for a minute, and when you think of your dreams, what is your dream? You want to be a lottery winner? Hi, I am the highest lottery winner. I am an instant billionaire. And really step into the word I am. It is you putting on a persona. Give me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this, where you could go with this. Give me your I ams. Introduce yourself to me now, and let's play.